The world is falling, can't you feel the sound? Voices shouting, but no truth is found. We draw our lines between left and right, but love is silent while we choose to fight. How many tears must we cry before we see each other and close the war? Nobody cares until somebody dies. We're blind to the truth, deaf to the cries. Nobody cares about humanity. Hearts in chains, lost in disparity. Forget about our races, can't you see? We are all the same, you and me. Wake up world, can't you see? We are losing our humanity. We are people with hearts that bleed the same, yet all we do is want to place the blame. Wake up world, can't you see? We are losing our humanity. Families broken, torn by pain. Another headline, just another day. We point our fingers, we shift the blame, but everyone still bleeds the same. If love is fading, what will remain? A broken world full of endless pain. Nobody cares until somebody dies. We're blind to the truth, deaf to the cries. Nobody cares about humanity. Hearts in chains, lost disparity. Forget about our races, can't you see? We are all the same, you and me. Wake up world, can't you see? We are losing our humanity. We are people with hearts that bleed the same, yet all we do is want to place the blame. Wake up world, can't you see? We are losing our humanity. Take my hand, let's break these chains. Heal the hurt, erase the shame. One world, one voice, one destiny. Together we can rewrite history. Nobody cares until somebody dies. We're blind to the truth, deaf to the cries. Nobody cares about humanity. Hearts in chains, lost disparity. Forget about our races, can't you see? We're all the same, you and me. We are people with hearts that bleed the same. You know all we do is want to place the blame. Wake up world, can't you see? We are losing our humanity. Wake up world, before it's too late. Open your eyes, love can still change our fate. One world, one people, hearts that beat as one. Don't let our humanity be gone. to the midnight tide, where shadows whisper, darkness hides. We're diving deep into the unknown, on a journey you're not alone. From haunted halls to specters lost, we'll guide you through the eerie frost, with tales that chill and spirits roam. A freaking awesome paranormal show. Ghostly whispers, ancient tomes, mysteries in haunted homes. Brace yourselves, it's time to go. The freaking awesome paranormal show. The freaking awesome paranormal show. Ghostly whispers, ancient tomes, mysteries in haunted homes. Brace yourselves, it's time to go. The freaking awesome paranormal show. The freaking awesome paranormal show. Welcome to the midnight tide, where shadows whisper, darkness hides. We're diving deep into the unknown, on a journey you're not alone. From haunted halls to specters lost, we'll guide you through the eerie frost, with tales that chill and spirits roam. The freaking awesome paranormal show. Ghostly whispers, ancient tomes, mysteries in haunted homes. Brace yourselves, it's time to go. The freaking awesome paranormal show. The freaking awesome paranormal show. Ghostly whispers, ancient tomes, mysteries in haunted homes. Brace yourselves, it's time to go. The freaking awesome paranormal show.
The engine is starting up.
For launch, GC, go. Guidance, go. Fido, go. Prop, go. GNC, go. Max, go. Eagle, go. Ecom,
Go pending final steps to cabin link check.
3, 2, 1.
Is there anyone here that would like to communicate with us? Can you give us a sign?
Welcome to the Rift Nation Network, the RNN. Putting a slide in your glide and a dip in your hip. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe. With shows throughout the week, you can find us at Instagram, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, and more. Everything you could want, everything you can need right here, right now. From the paranormal to the supernatural, from comedy to the spiritual. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin?
It's showtime, folks!
Podcast may contain material that some listeners may find sensitive, offensive, or disturbing. We strive to create respectful and informative content, but topics discussed may include mature themes such as violence, explicit language, or controversial subjects, triggering content including discussions related to mental health, trauma, or other sensitive issues, explicit language. Occasionally, our guests or hosts may use strong language. While we aim to handle these topics with care and empathy, we encourage listeners to exercise discretion. If you find any content distressing, consider skipping or seeking support. Remember that this podcast is not a substitute for professional advice. If you need assistance, please consult a qualified expert.
Oh, there. Oh, that up close and personal. There we go. Got to adjust that part. What is up, all you freaks out there? This is Ryan,
And this is Rhonda.
and it's finally here.
It is. Can you believe it?
Let me just get rid of the sparkles here. There we go.
Yeah, much better.
No more sparkles. Man, that's hard to believe. It's finally here. Super excited
I am too.
for
I am
it.
too.
Super excited to talk about it.
It's like the only thing that gets you through January.
I know, right? Your birthday.
Besides my birthday, yes.
You know,
yes. And
happy
knowing that
birthday
we've got
to
a
Rhonda.
Paracon coming up.
Yeah. Yeah, you had your birthday was on Sunday, right?
Yes, it was on Sunday.
So you got the gift of snow and ice for your birthday,
Yeah.
which
we
is
got the
not
gift
something you
of
asked
ice.
for. I'm sure you would have been like, okay, take it back. I don't want this gift. Hope you got
It
the
wasn't too
receipt.
bad. Having a very, very quiet day. It wasn't so bad. Thank goodness I had something to look forward to.
Yeah, you have the Paracon to look forward to. It's not like
Exactly.
there's nothing after it. It's just
Yeah, exactly.
look at it as a week-long celebration of your birthday, ending with the Hanover Tavern Paracon, which
That's
I'm sure
right.
is why they actually put it at the end of
I'm
January.
sure Steve he just knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, you know
It's
what?
only going to work if we do it this way.
I want to celebrate Rhonda Harris's birthday for a week. I think
Yeah,
the best
yeah.
way to do it would be to put the board was like, yes,
Yeah,
that is a great idea. We need to do that. So
absolutely.
it's not just your birthday.
It is not.
No, it's not. We are celebrating a famous death day today.
What a death day. Okay.
Death day. And I'm sure I don't have to tell you who it is, but I will tell you anyways, because
Yeah.
just in case. It is Thomas Crapper Day.
Thomas Crapper.
Thomas Crapper Day.
All right.
Crapper Crapper Day.
Crapper.
Yes.
Did he invent
And
the toilet?
No, he did not invent the toilet. I almost said investigate the toilet. He may have investigated some toilets in his day, but he actually made some improvements to the toilet to make it better.
Oh, okay.
He actually added some like water saving, so the water
Okay.
doesn't go into the toilet while it runs. And the fact that his name is Crapper and he worked on the toilet, I think it's meant
It's
to
his
be.
day, man.
The term "take a crap" may be from Sir Thomas Crapper. Actually, I don't know if he's a sir or not. Probably not, because he was an Englishman and a plumber. I don't think it was a sir, but I like to think of him as a sir.
I would
Sir
address him as sir.
Thomas Crapper. So, guys, and I did not get any Thomas Crapper cards from any of you.
Me
But
either.
now we'll be expecting them next year.
Yep.
Celebrate the goodness of Sir Thomas Crapper. It's not very often we celebrate death days. I don't know why
No.
they didn't celebrate his birthday. They're like, oh shit, he's dead. Let's celebrate him. That's
This
kind of
is true.
So we do have the Hanover Tavern Paracon coming on. In case you haven't noticed, I do have a lot of energy today because I drink coffee.
Oh,
But I
recently?
drink it like four.
Should I
4 hours.
apologize to our guests in advance? Ryan's been drinking coffee all day.
I mean, I can either I just got to go with it. I have to. With all these cool people we have coming on the show, I've got to be able to stay
Yeah,
focused.
that's right. We've got all the cool people. with
And
us
we have all the
tonight.
cool people. We've got Haunts of Richmond coming on the show, returning to the show.
Yeah.
All the Rift Nation Network before they came on the Vibe Radio Network, and they were actually a part of the Vibe Network for a while.
Which is just amazing.
We got CPRI coming on,
Yep.
guys, and we thought we had such a good time with her back in October. We're bringing her back. Tiffany Jones is joining us tonight on the Freakin' Awesome Paranormal Show. But before we do that, we need to know how to live our lives.
Oh, a card. We found a card.
Yes.
We
Yes,
shuffle really, really, really quick.
people tune in for.
I had him over here and I was paying attention to Thomas Crapper's death day.
I mean, I don't blame you. It's Thomas Crapper Day.
Oh.
I mean, I can see why that would
Now I'm
distract you.
caught up.
from your card pulling duties. Duties, get it?
Dude, I apologize.
Solar return.
Okay. Oh, this is a new one.
What is a solar return? Is that like is that astrology? Solar return.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, we
What's
got
up,
the
Robin?
meditation card tonight. Which I mean, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. I don't feel like I need to dig into this a lot, but I think it's a good time because of what we've been dealing with the weather. Everybody's kind of cooped up. Everybody like is starting to feel I'm going a little stir crazy, but yet I still don't want to go out in it. I went out today and like shoveled my porch and got the ice off my Jeep, and I was like, oh my God, this is dangerous. Like, what am I doing?
Mhm.
Like, I don't even want to be out here. So I think this meditation card is a chance to just take some of the time that we're having right now where we're kind of being forced to be quiet, to do some meditation work. And by meditation, it doesn't have to be half an hour. You know, you can go online and find some body scans that just walk you through kind of like relaxing your body from the top of your head to down to your feet, just to relax a little and kind of sink into things and just kind of get your vibe good. So I think that's a good thing to do right now. And it'll help you feel more grounded. I think where we're all kind of cooped up in the house and not getting outside as much, we have a tendency to feel a bit flighty and a bit ungrounded. So good time to do a little bit of meditation work and ground some while we're stuck inside more than normal.
Yeah, it's like when you're stuck inside and you don't really have a choice. Like I guess when COVID hit, a lot of people were doing that, focusing on themselves and meditating a lot more. And you could look at it like that. You know, you don't have any place else to be.
Yeah.
You can't go anywhere else, so you don't really have a choice. You might as well do some inner work on yourself a little
some
bit.
meditation. I think people get overwhelmed with meditation because they think it has to be guided. They think it has to be something long, and they think it's to be something drawn out. I struggled a lot with meditation when I first started, and really and truly, I think the ones that got me going was just doing the body scan. And you literally just sit there. They might have a little music, and they'll just basically say, "Feel the top of your head start to relax." As it moves, and the whole head starts to relax. It just really works, and you just kind of relax through it. So, I mean, I think it's a good way to get started.
I use something, I forgot what it's called, but they do the body scan. But
yeah,
like
those are really good too
before
before you go to bed. Yep.
Yeah, the thing that really got me as far as meditation is, you know, I always thought I had to keep my mind clear, because as soon as someone tells me not to think, it's like the floodgates open, and every thought that could ever happen to a man comes floating into my head. And I'm like, then I get mad for thinking. And then it's like, how am I supposed to relax when I'm like so tense because I'm thinking too much? So,
yeah. And it's really like, I always love the body scans because all of them either start with it or start with it, and they'll be like, and please be sure you lower your shoulders from your from your neck. And I always realized I didn't even realize I was sitting there like this until I go, oh
yeah.
I had my whole shoulders all up here.
Until they tell you to stop, you're like,
yeah.
We're thinking, why are my shoulders up here? What are you doing?
Welcome, Tabitha. I'm glad to see you join us. Tabitha is a friend of mine that I've met in some of my classes with Sam Beltrus. So it's great to have her join us tonight.
Welcome.
Erin Hurley Brown is a friend of mine. I know she's a friend of Transcend Paranormal and all the friends we're bringing on tonight as well. So
welcome to the show. Hope you guys will tune in, listen to us again. We do have fun shows. We've been doing a evidence series these past few weeks, and they've been intense.
Yeah, we've had very good evidence reviews. That's for sure.
Nothing like, well, maybe if you put the earphones on and listen,
it's clear.
Closely, put your head, squint your eyes, you might be able to see something. No, it's all like really good, solid evidence.
Yep.
So if you haven't been able to check them out, go back and watch them on YouTube. And while you're at it, why don't you like and subscribe the R.I.F.T Nation Network and the Freakin' Awesome Paranormal Show, and check out all of our shows. We have shows every day of the week.
Yep.
Super excited to be talking about Hanover Tavern Paracon. Let's go ahead and bring on our guests. tonight, and we've got a
Hey, John.
who's who of the paranormal community. We got Brad Bradley from CPRI, Kenny Newsom from CPRI, I believe, Tommy Amos from CPRI. Whoop, there we go. Ooh, we got Beth and Chris Houlihan from Haunts of Richmond, guys.
Woo.
And of course, we got the one, the only, the legend herself, Tiffany Jones from Transcend. If it works, there she is,
There
guys.
she is.
This really, we need like 2 more people, and it would look like the jelly.
It really
the
would
Brady
look
Bunch.
like the Brady
would.
Bunch over here.
Where's Steve at?
Steve might be a little tired after shoveling to get Paracon ready.
This
Oh, I
is
bet.
True.
Yeah.
I
This
bet.
is true.
Yeah, we better start saying our no snow prayers
Yes.
now.
Who's got the rum?
Yes.
We do.
Good God. We don't need any more.
No.
Mm.
Hello, John. Yeah, what does it say? Sleep with your pajamas in, back inside out.
Inside out.
Yeah.
Inside out and backwards, and
Yep.
pour ice in the toilet if you want snow. So
Oh.
pour boiling water in the toilet and wear your pajamas the right way. You'll be good to go.
I think I'll go pour rum on a tree.
That
Oh,
part.
that's even better. But why
Okay.
waste the rum?
Why would yeah?
Why
Well,
waste the
because
rum?
Yeah,
when
that's
I
my
was in
point. Why
college,
waste
that's
that?
how we stopped the snow. You poured rum on the tree. If you wanted snow, you poured vodka.
Ah,
So
I never
you
heard
want
that.
a drunk
It
tree
worked.
on rum. You pour it for no snow. A drunk tree on vodka.
Pour snow.
Okay.
Or
Okay,
snow.
that makes sense. Yeah. All right. That makes,
So
that makes
it's a
perfect
little,
sense.
a little tribute to the Fae.
I mean,
Everybody
whatever-
get you
whatever
pouring that
works.
rum.
it's right. We'll make it cheap run. We'll make it like Ron Rico or something, or Bono. something no one's gonna miss. So I'm gonna start with Brad, and then we'll go to is Jack here?
Jack isn't on yet. He's supposed to
Okay.
be, but I'm not sure where he is.
We'll just go Brad, Tommy, Kenny, Chris, Beth, and Tiffany. Just introduce yourselves.
Well, I'm Brad Bradley. I'm the research director for the Center for Paranormal Research and Investigation. Next, I guess, would be Kenny.
Yeah, my name's Kenneth Newsom, and I'm the treasurer and usually the video guy for CPRI.
My name's Tommy Amos. I am the president of CPRI and basically deal with all the business stuff.
And Chris and Beth Houlihan, Haunts of Richmond, doing tours in the spooky tours in downtown Richmond since 2004. Yeah, been a little while since the company started.
Also repping the board for the Hanover Tavern.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm Tiffany, one of the case managers with Transcend Paranormal and ghost tour enthusiast at Hanover Tavern. And I work for Haunts.
She's got her hands in all the piles.
Yes.
And all the piles.
Absolutely.
So we just want to have you guys come on and just talk about like Hanover Tavern Paracon, how it got started, what people can expect, how you guys are involved in it.
Well, Beth, Chris, y'all want to start on that?
I guess, Beth, you are kind of ranking right now as
the vice president.
Vice president.
Yeah, I'm just
of
on the board. I'm not a
board
ranking.
Oh wow! We got the vice president on the show. Holy crap,
Yeah, I
that's
just
awesome.
became the vice president
Nice.
this past month.
Congratulations! That's awesome.
Yay.
Thank you. So we started several years ago after the tavern got popular with paranormal investigations. We got a call from Steve and said, "Hey, do you want to help sponsor this thing I'm trying to do at the board called Paracon?" And that's how we got brought into it. So we actually usually will do an event on the VIP night, which is a Friday night, with some storytelling, and we help with just setup, organization, all that, and suggest some of the speakers to be brought on that will come in on both Friday and Saturday this year. We're actually 2 days this year, which is fun and scary at the same time. But yeah, that's how we got brought on with it.
Yeah, and I mean it does take it right back to the origins of it as well, is that it's so many different people from so many people from different paranormal backgrounds, kind of having great interest in the tavern, and it just kind of made sense to, well, what can we do to bring everybody under one roof, if you will, for at least for a day or two, and kind of celebrate the haunted heritage of Hanover Tavern together.
There you go. Well said. Well said. I'm also on the board for Hanover Tavern Foundation, and besides being the research director for CPRI, among about 100 different things. But I was also contacted by Steve and by David, the executive director up there, wanted to know if he wanted to participate, and said, so I checked with Tommy and Kenny down there, Dr. Newsom, and all of the other board members, and we decided to go ahead and give it a shot. And we've been participating ever since it started. I tend to do a lot of the on stage tech stuff, and that is what I do. And I wrangle the talent and have them go up on stage. So I do a lot of that. Kenny here is going to be taking my place this year as a tech support, because I cannot attend this year, which is a sad state of affairs.
Yes. I mean,
We will
Oh
miss
yeah,
you.
whatever, Tiffany. I'm gonna come to your house now. But
I will miss you.
but yeah, I have my daughter's in a dance competition this coming weekend, so I cannot miss that. But Tommy here is going to be there as well, representing CPRI, and we tend to lean more towards the science side of things, as you guys are probably aware, and that's how we operate. The thing about this Paracon, though, is it's not necessarily pushing an entire science message. The Paracon itself is actually reaching out to all different facets of this, and we're helping provide I think it's almost 5 presenters, to come in and talk, but that's less than half of the total number of presenters that are going to be there. So you got to think, this is a well-rounded Paracon, and and even Tiffany can understand what's going to happen there. So
yeah.
you
Brad,
asked
you
for
do
that.
realize there's a lot of ice outside.
Oh, I know.
Be happy that you're not going to be there.
Yes, I know. I'll be there Thursday helping
I'll
set
be there
up.
Thursday. Just you wait.
Oh yeah. But anyway, that's kind of how CPRI got involved. Kenny, Tommy, you want to add to that at all?
I mean, Brad, you pretty much hit everything on the head. It's an awesome Paracon that, has a little bit of everything, has a science base, which is what we're looking for, and also has the enthusiasts, as well. And, there's always some fun things to purchase as well there. So it's really just a fun time to go out and just enjoy yourself. It really is.
I'll throw into that my family and I will be there this time, like we are every time it's been provided or presented before. So we actually look forward to this event every year. And I do say that I'll reiterate the fact that I really like that this is a broad spectrum paranormal conference. You got everything from the mediumship to the various types of science that are involved in it, specifically from some of the CPRI stuff. So it's broad spectrum, and I think that goes a long way to promote the entire field of paranormal studies and paranormal interest, and hopefully draws more public interest that way.
Yeah, it sounds like there's something for everyone at this Paracon, and the cool thing about what you guys are doing is the fact that it goes back to the tavern, which is a very important historical site in Virginia, and very active paranormal site too.
Yes, absolutely.
So Tiffany,
yes,
what what are some of your thoughts on the Hanover Tavern Paracon? What does it mean to you?
Well, I mean, the tavern holds a very special place in my heart now. Us as Transcend, uh, maybe about 14 years been investigating the tavern. So it's been a long time. And when Steve came up with the idea of the Paracon to help raise money for the tavern, and the rest of my teammates were like, yes, let's do it. But I just love that it goes towards the historical preservation of the tavern, getting the tavern out there, because it is just overall, besides for being a haunted location, it's just an amazing piece of history overall. So, I think that kind of just sums everything up.
I just
Yeah.
messaged Jack, chastising him for not being on.
So yeah, this is super exciting to be talking about it, because it's you guys been doing it for what, 4 or 5 years now?
Yeah.
I
I
think
think
this is year 5.
This is year 5. We were
Yeah,
supposed to
it's
start
5.
in 2020 and then COVID.
COVID. Yeah,
Yeah, COVID kind of knocked us in the.
it did.
We won't
And we
go
were
there. We
almost
won't
not
go there.
able to do it in 2021, but we were able to, because we were worried that things weren't going to be open back up and everything. But thankfully, we were able to do it. So yes, running strong at year 5.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think people understand what it takes to put on a Paracon.
It's a
It
lot.
is, yeah. It's like an all year thing, isn't it? You guys start planning like right after this one's done. You start planning for next year, right?
Pretty much.
We start with getting the date, and then we start figuring out, are we expanding? Are we staying with the 2 dates? What can we change that was not good this year, or that could have been improved? We get feedback. We actually send out surveys to our participants to get feedback to see what they would have liked to have seen, either new or different. So that really all feeds into how we plan the next year's.
Now, do you try to get the same people to come back every year, like speakers, or do you go ahead and just try to get different people just to have something new?
It's a
every year?
balance
Yeah.
of the two. We try not to repeat the discussions, the speakers' topics if we can, just because repetition can get boring. But hello. Like this year, we've got Paul Hope coming in, who's a member of CPRI, but he was also a Capitol Police officer and is a current police officer. So he's talking about things that he has experienced as a police officer in the world of the paranormal. So it's getting some of those things in. Chris and I are talking about dark tourism and the experiences that we have had traveling, both with a group and just also by ourselves as well. So it's a lot of different things. I know Jack's going to be doing a talk. I'm not sure what he decided on his talk yet, but
Yes. I'm not sure what it is. He has such a litany of stuff where he's a
He does.
professor at a university in Maryland, and the guy just has all kinds of different things he could talk about around death and dying and spiritualism and things like that. He's got a whole gambit of things. There's also going to be like Darcy is going to be there. She's going to talk about. Oh, actually, she's not going to be there in person. She'll be virtual, but she is talking about the death photography from the age of spiritualism and how people used to. I saw this talk at Dragon Con. It was an amazing talk she had, and it showed how that kind of morphed into what we know as spirit photography later. How it went like that, and a bunch of charlatans came in and gave everything a bad name. But you know how all that happened. So, but it's an amazing talk. We've got a guy from MUFON, Mark Waldman, is going to be there, Mutual UFO Network, and Dan Kegley with the BFRO, the Bigfoot Research Organization, is also going to be there. So we have a gambit of things to talk about.
That's what makes it so much fun.
I know it's going to be amazing. We're not just talking about one piece of it,
right?
That's why I like it so much.
A little bit of everything for everyone.
That's right.
We always try to find something new every year, just so that we can make sure we're covering all of the topics of the paranormal because there are just so many.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
and you
really
got to
are.
make it new and make it fresh every year because you want people to keep coming back.
That's
Mhm.
right. If it's the same stuff, nobody's going to come back because I saw it
Exactly.
last year. I'm not going to worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
kind of thing. You know, and people are naturally lazy. Me. Come on, Tiffany,
Yeah, we
jump
know.
on it. Me.
Especially in January when you're dealing with weather like this, you want to make
Yes.
sure
Yeah.
that it's something people want to come out to, and it really is something you're not going to want to miss.
No.
Friday night, you guys having that big spirit box session with
Yeah, tell us about the VIP night.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
The day is going to be a usual 10 to 6, like Saturday used to be. We just brought in more local speakers on Friday and noon to 6, excuse me. And then in the evening, we usually have 3 people or 3 groups speaking. Chris and I will be doing a storytelling session. We usually try to keep it local. This year, we're going to actually be talking about people who have visited the tavern and how they have either gone on to have paranormal experiences themselves or are currently haunting someplace themselves. So it's kind of like the founding fathers and where they may have gone off to in their afterlife.
It goes well. This one's going well beyond the founding fathers.
Yes, it is.
So
we decided to expand beyond them, but we'll start with them.
not too many spoilers. Not too many spoilers. We want people to come out for it.
But then we will have the spirit box session. You
That's going to be last. The digital seance
Yeah.
is going to be
Yeah.
last.
Is
And
that Ron?
just
Lord
Ron
Isaac,
Yacovetti?
yes.
Ron.
Ron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ron Yacovetti, yeah. He's going to be
Yep. He'll do that, and then there's the also in between. There's the gallery reading with Patty Negri and Rob Thompson.
Yeah.
So
Damn.
that's the Friday night thing. All kicks off with a little cocktail hour as well. So
Because spirits with the spirits, why not?
Yep.
Little spirits
Exactly.
to kick off the spirits.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hey, I gotta say, you know, I'm gonna brown nose the haunts of Richmond here a little bit. But these guys, I sat and listened to their storytelling. I've done it on different occasions, and I gotta say, I always learn something. And yes, Tiffany, I don't know everything, but I always learn something from these guys, and I really enjoy it because the way they present it, it's not presented in a dry fashion or anything like that. So if you guys, if anybody that's watching, you should come and see that. It is really a cool
Absolutely.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we,
and then
we try.
you guys still do your podcast, your show on what Mondays?
Yeah, it used to be every other Mondays. We've slowed down this past month just because we got so busy.
Surprisingly, in the dead of winter, we're still keeping on our toes.
Yeah, so but we still do on Monday nights. Just obviously check our Facebook events. That'll show when they're happening. But we do branch out into the realm outside of Richmond, outside of Virginia. In fact, our next one, I'm actually doing a tribute to Italy because Olympics are coming up, and we're going to be doing it on February 9th. So after they have opened, but I've done some research on Milan and Rome, Torino. So all places that the Olympics have been associated with currently or in the past.
Yeah. Right now that's running. We're doing shows about every, I'd say 3 to 4 weeks is where we're at right about now. And we broadcast live on Facebook when we do that. And then everything always gets ported over for posterity. It goes on our YouTube page where
Right.
we're got to be over 150 episodes deep now on there or something like that.
Our last one
That's
was fun
awesome.
because we actually got to do Vermont where I grew up, and I got to include some of my earliest stories from my high school days of the experiences that I had.
Wow. Guys, so definitely check them out. They do an amazing job with their tours, with their shows. But you know what? What else is you know what else is
Everybody comes
amazing?
for the cats.
Yeah,
Hey.
priorities.
What else is amazing? Hanover Tavern. The
Yeah.
ghost of
Absolutely.
Hanover Tavern. And you get the chance to speak with the ghost of Hanover Tavern on Saturday night if you purchase a ticket for the investigation
Yes.
going on at the
Absolutely.
tavern. Let's talk about what we will be investigating and some of the paranormal experiences you guys have had in some of the buildings that we will be investigating on Saturday night.
Well,
That's
Yes,
your turn.
madam tour guide.
Go, Tiffany. Go, Tiffany.
obviously, you get to investigate the tavern. It'll be the old jail, the courthouse, the library, and why am I forgetting one? The
clerk's office going to
Clerk,
be?
Thank
clerk
you.
of courts.
Yes,
Oh.
the clerk of the courts building. So you'll have these 4 buildings that you will rotate through for about 45 minutes to an hour. We have a lot of guest investigators coming, like other teams that know about the tavern. I know, Ryan, you're helping lead a group. Thank you. And so
Welcome.
you'll get to experience some of the stuff that they experienced, while they've also experienced things that Transcend has experienced. But gosh, there's so much. Like, the jail is active. You're going to always have something happen in the jail.
Mhm.
Recently, I have stopped going in the jail because of an experience, but that's beside the point. Courthouse, I hate to say sometimes it's dead, but some people are extremely lucky. For me, I rarely get any like activity there, but I know other team members have gotten a lot of activity. Ryan, I know you and Dennis had a lot of activity in the courthouse in the past.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
group I led last year, we had a lot of activity in the courthouse.
Yeah. So, I mean, I feel like the courthouse all depends. Like, for a while, I was having so much activity in the courthouse, and then it just stopped. And I was like, okay, great. And clerk of the courts building, we don't get in that building very often because they do have to have one of their museum docents there. But when we do, we've had some pretty good like flashlight activities, some shadow figures, like a little bit of stuff. But because we don't get in there too often, we don't have a long list of activity there. However, we're hoping that can change pretty soon. Whenever we get the chance to investigate there, we're, right on that. And then the tavern,
Where in the tavern has not been busy.
yeah.
Did you say the library is that going to be included on Saturday as well?
Yes,
Yeah.
the library also. Library, we've had some interesting stuff. I think one of the most recent big things is one of the books flew off one of the shelves. But that one's
Was that last year?
Yeah, it was last year.
And Kenny and I were in there.
Oh, okay.
when
How
that
did I
happened.
not hear about that one?
Yeah,
the
a book
flew off
literally
the
flew
shelf.
off the shelf.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That was that was the I'm for all the folks that are sensitive and the mediums that we know and that I'm the antithesis of that.
He's the chiller.
I don't generally see spirits with my own eyes. I don't hear the disembodied whispers with my own ears. I've participated in plenty of investigations where things have been caught on video or on audio recordings, but the library was probably my most prominent paranormal experience I've ever had, which was at a Paracon just a couple of years ago. I was leading a group, and we were the first group to go in there that evening, thinking that the library was empty. And in the first 5 minutes of being in there and kind of talking with the group in the lobby before dispersing to go investigate, heard a very, very distinct set of footsteps on the second floor of the library where supposed to be off limits. And everybody heard it. And so myself and one of the other investigators went up just to make sure that we were in fact alone in the library. Didn't find anybody on the second floor, but when we came back down, the people that stayed in the lobby said that our footsteps looking around upstairs sounded exactly like what we had heard as a group before. So there was something walking around on the upper floor of the library that night.
Yeah. That's very much a common experience there, is the footsteps above your head. And back in the children's room, we've had a lot of experience back there too.
Yep. For being one of the, was it built in the 1930s? I think that house or was now the library.
It's
not
definitely 20th century.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not one of the older buildings on the property or in the
No.
courthouse complex, but it certainly has its activity associated
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah. And I love in the backyard of the library, the Tillman family, which was one of the original tavern owners, is actually buried. in the back of the library. However, there are no gravestones, but there is a nice stone bench as their grave marker.
Yeah,
And-
I gotta say, sorry, Ryan. I just stepped all over you, man.
You're on mute, Ryan.
Ryan's
Yeah, we
muted.
can't hear you, Ryan.
Hit the button.
Yeah.
There you go.
I got the mic button on my microphone like right in front, so I must have hit it by accident.
What I was going to say was, about I'm going to throw some science at it right now. Everybody prepare for your nap. Science time.
I'm taking notes.
Podcast, guys. Goodbye.
But we, as an organization, we've only really conducted research in the tavern itself. We haven't done anything at the jail or at the courthouse or any of the other buildings yet. We've helped with tours in the past, but doing some pure data gathering has only been in the tavern. And I gotta say, I'm probably one of the number one skeptics in our organization. Is that right, Tommy, Kenny?
I affirm that absolutely.
I agree too.
Agreed.
But we actually have, of course, the standard, anomalous audio of voices, footsteps, things like that when nobody's in there. We had an incident just the last time we were in there as an organization, and it sure as heck sounds like somebody on the recording. It sounds like somebody is talking on a radio. And it's like somebody has one of our radios in the tavern, but none of us had a radio in the tavern. But that's what it sounds like. And it actually sounded like one of our members on the radio.
Wow.
And it was kind of weird. It's like, now, wait a minute. Of course, everybody has heard about the doppelganger incident that everybody makes fun of me about. But because I could have sworn I saw David Deal on the second floor one time and he wasn't there.
It's a great story. It's a fantastic story.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
well, I mean, we were actually tearing down equipment from gathering data there, and I'm just standing there looking down what we call the creepy hallway on the second floor.
Oh, I know the hallway well.
And we're looking down. I'm looking down that hallway. It's in daylight, and I look down and I see David walk over to his office across that back end of that hallway, and he's in shorts and a t-shirt kind of thing. And I'm like, well, what's David doing here? So I go on down there. Lo and behold, he's not there. The door's locked and everything. And so I got a hold of, was it you, Kenny? I had to check out the other end down there.
Yeah, I was down there getting the DVR all packed up, and you told me to go run into the bottom of the steps. And usually I'm smarter than that. When Brad tells me to run somewhere, I should have been smarter than that. But, he always gets me. So, yeah, we ran up there, and I ran up the back stairs, and we met at the top. And
nobody was there.
Nope.
Nobody. So, we've had that kind of thing happen. But we've also had something that we've noticed. There's been like an increase of what you might call interactive activity. We kind of categorize stuff as interactive and non-interactive right now. And the interactive activity has been few and far between in that place for us until we actually set up some equipment on the steps, lining up, on multiple places on the stairwell, and then on the residence side of the building. And as we're there, we went back and looked at the video because all of our equipment was off the next day when we came to pick it up. We just left it there overnight, so we come back to pick it off. It's all turned off. And when you look at the video, you can actually see it being turned off. Nobody was there. And when you turn it, it didn't just, the batteries didn't die, because when you turn it back on, it still had like 80% charge.
Was it all at the same time, or
No.
like one by one they went off?
Yeah, down the steps. Boom, boom,
Okay.
boom, boom. And you can also hear, you can actually hear some of the equipment like kind of clicks or chirps when it gets turned off. You can hear it on the recorder at the bottom of the steps as it happens. So, we've had that happen before. Tommy, you and Kenny probably have some other stuff you can add to that. I'm kind of blanking on the stuff because we have so much data from that place.
Mm-hmm.
I find it most interesting that amongst most of the people that have been to the tavern, they've had experiences there actually in the tavern. I really haven't had a lot of experiences in the tavern. Mine has been more so from the jailhouse or from the courthouse. And those experiences have been just absolutely amazing. I was in there in the jailhouse and could hear a shuffling of feet down on the bottom floor. I was on the upper floor inside one of the jail cells. Go downstairs, and now the shuffling of feet is upstairs. And we also picked up some audio anomaly stuff out of the jail as well. My one first experience at the courthouse, though, was voices out of thin air. Everyone in the room heard the voice speak, and this happened multiple times over probably a span of 20 minutes. And we just sat there in awe and looking around at where is it going to come from next? What is it actually saying? You know, it's one of those typical things. You hear it, but you're not able to discern exactly what's being said. So unlike most, my experiences have been away from the tavern part.
Yeah, and just to piggyback on the jail a little bit, you know, when we were helping out the tours, I guess it was maybe a couple of years ago, and you know, I was going to the jail, and everybody was downstairs, and I was at the stairs going up, and I heard some shuffling upstairs. I thought, well, I'll just going up there, you know, and see what those people are doing. And I walked up there, and there was nobody up there. You know, so it's like, oh, okay, well, so I came back downstairs to be with the living, and then and we've definitely had some issues, you know, on the creepy hallway. You know, we've had items turn off. You know, we turn them back
Oh,
on,
yeah.
and life's good. You know, electromagnetic pulses have happened throughout a couple of times. I know in the courthouse, I was sitting in the back and, you know, just sitting there waiting. And, you know, we were there for a while and it sounded like something just sat down like 3 or 4 seats down from me on that pew there. And it was kind of weird. But yeah, it was definitely some interesting things that I couldn't experience. I couldn't explain, but it's fun.
Yeah,
And,
just
you
you know,
guys,
that item that you were talking about, Kenny, where the equipment got turned off in the creepy hallway. That was when we had the TV show folks from Amazon Prime following us around, and yeah, that their equipment turned off. All of their equipment, their camera and lights and stuff, all turned off.
Huh.
Right there at the end of the creepy hallway, and we actually have what looks like an electromagnetic pulse happen right there.
And that's right where you saw David Deal too.
Yeah, it's right. It's the same place where I saw David. So, but yeah, there was an electromagnetic pulse that happened. So for us science geeks, that's a significant thing. Electromagnetic pulse, equipment turns off. You know, it doesn't happen very often. But when they turned it back on, everything's working fine.
Right in that arch, right in front of David's office, right down the creepy hallway. Years ago, we had an instance, I'm sure you remember, Brad, where around midnight, it would sound like a door would slam. So one evening we came up, just Transcend, and decided to disperse ourselves in groups of 2 all over the tavern to see if we could figure out where the sound was coming from. Of course, door slam didn't happen. However, me and another investigator were right in that arch, and I was facing towards David's hallway, and I had like headphones on, like what Brad's wearing, and I had my hair up in a high bun, and my headphones got pulled off my head.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that, Tiffany.
Yeah.
That was significant.
Yeah.
That same area, that was actually where Chris and I, well, I had my first experience. Chris didn't hear it, but
No, that was hilarious though, because there was 3 of us there. It was the 2 of us, and we were there with Steve.
Yep.
And he was giving us a little impromptu tour of the tavern, and we're up there in the creepy hallway on the top floor, and just chatting and talking about some of the spooky stuff that's going on. All of a sudden, Beth and Steve, their jaws drop, eyes kind of just fly open, and they look at each other. I'm like, what just happened?
we got told to leave by a female voice.
They heard it simultaneously, had basically an identical reaction. Me being me, I did not hear it, but
You witnessed it.
I
You
witnessed it.
the reaction.
There was no missing the fact that they definitely had that experience at the same time.
Yeah, Tiffany, you were spirit projecting, telling them all to get out. That's what it was. Yeah.
You know, Anna and I have that connection, you know.
yeah, Dennis and I were at the courthouse. We walked in the courthouse and we heard talking going on in the lawyers' chambers. We looked at each other. It's like, no, it's not supposed to be anybody in here. We went into looked. There was nobody in there, and towards the end of our investigation, we were up by where the judge sits, and we were kind of not really arguing, but talking about when they wanted us back in the I guess across the street in the not the tavern, but the place next
Judge
door.
house.
Yeah, exactly. And while we were talking, I went back and listened to the EVPs, and there's what sounds like a gavel being hit because we were arguing in front of the judge. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
that
the
makes
one
sense.
we had in the courthouse that was so good last year was we had equipment everywhere. We had someone sitting at the judge's seat doing an SD session, and we had equipment, in front of the pews and on the pews and on up. And I kind of said, okay, if you light up every piece of equipment in here, we'll leave. And so it went one by one and lit everything up but one thing. And there was a lady there, and everybody was in awe. So we were kind of giggling, talking. Oh, she says, "Okay, do it one more time, but light up that last piece of equipment as well." And the guy that was under SD said, "Ma'am, like, no.
Enough.
Enough."
We're
I
done.
love that.
Get
It
out.
was so cool.
I'd say in every area, I'm gonna say minus the clerk of the courts building because we don't have a lot of stuff to go off of, but every area that we've investigated there on the property, there is some sarcastic ghost that decides to come through.
Mm.
Always.
Mm-hmm.
They've always got something smart to say, and So
They're
there's
used to you guys
definitely
by now.
intelligent spirits there.
Definitely.
Yeah, one of the first investigations I did at the tavern, we ended up being in the theater, and I was doing an SD session. While I was under, Kendrick was talking about the different spirits that people see in there, and I said, "Play, hide, seek," and he picked up on that and said, "Okay, we'll play hide and seek. You go and hide, and we'll start to seek you once I'm done explaining to the group." And so he continued his explanation. And about 2 minutes into this, somebody saw a shadow figure on the stage right side of the wall. And I think there was 3 or 4 people that commented, "Yeah, I just saw it run to the right." And I said, "Oops, found me." So again, it was a little girl's voice that I was hearing, and she was playing hide and seek, and they found her.
That.
That's
And
amazing.
just so you all know, Jack just messaged me.
Oh, Jack.
He's getting on now, so if he ends
Oh,
up
boy.
backstage,
For the last
get to
5
just
minutes of
read
the
the
show,
whole
I'm
we
about to
I
say,
know.
appreciate it.
Jack, you're late.
Well, Julie's on. Hey, Julie.
Hi, sister.
Woo!
it's
So-
Julie.
We're getting towards the end, guys. I know it's sad and depressing, but don't fret because you all see each other except for Brad this weekend.
Yes.
I guess we'll see him on Thursday.
That's
Yeah,
see
you'll
true.
see me on
Thursday, Brad.
Thursday, but that's it.
Let's see. Let's go ahead and add Jack to the show. Jack, where are you? There you are.
There's Jack.
There he is.
Hey, Jack, just in
Welcome, buddy.
time.
There you
Whoop.
go.
Oh,
And
there
there
he
he
is.
is.
On.
And there he is. I hope. All right.
Here. So,
There
how
he
have
is.
things been going?
Well, you're gone again.
World, dude.
Yay, technology.
Your screen is kicking Jack off.
Jack, we keep losing you, buddy.
Oh, well, I'm here now. Sorry about that.
We're just glad you're here, brother.
Absolutely.
Hey, Jack, what topic you going to speak on?
I kind of am interested in talking about the near-death experiences at the conference because the University of Virginia gave me complete access to their database of 10,000 NDE cases, and I'm not allowed. I had to sign a non-disclosure to, not give away individual cases, but I can analyze the aggregate data. And there is some freaking fascinating stuff in their NDE research. It's probably going to hit the light of day when they publish stuff in medical journals and things. But honestly, some of the stuff I'm looking at are the commonalities in like what people see. Like, do they see the light? Do they hear the voice of somebody that they know? It's and so it's amazing stuff. And so that was what I was going to do a presentation on later this week.
Hey
Wow.
Jack, is that the same field of study as the I forget the little boy's name, but I think it was some um not a near death experience, but
Reincarnation.
That's
reincarnation.
reincarnation. Yeah.
Yeah, which is very well publicized at this point. It's been reported across multiple channels that that little boy had all those, or not all of those, but he had a very specific
Memories of what World
memories.
War II.
Yeah,
That
And
was
he had-
also a University of Virginia thing. And,
right.
Yeah.
you know, and they took him. He was on TV shows and everything. There's a whole book about it. But
Yes.
Jack, I think what you're talking about, though, is near-death experience, was a little different.
Right.
Yeah, it is. But I'm interested in the paranormal angle because can you be a ghost before you're actually dead? Can you, like, if you're that close to death, if you're experiencing that transition where you're walking toward the light, can you actually be like a ghost or a haunting or a phenomenon in the environment before you're actually completely physically dead? The evidence in the database they gave me is cool because it talks about it has some medical information about how close they were to actual physical death. And what I'm going to try to test is whether there's any relationship between how close they were to death medically and some of the other stuff like I was talking about, like the light and the voices of people you know, because I'm kind of interested, like, you know, we think about like you're either dead or you're not dead, but that's actually not the case. The definition of death that we're using is from the 1960s. Harvard and a bunch of doctors at the AMA got together and said, this is what we consider medical death. But every doctor you talk to will say that that's not a fail safe system. You don't absolutely find every case that works that way. So I'm hoping to sift this data some more since they shared it with me. And we're big into sharing data, right, Brad?
Oh yeah, that's sharing data is very important. It's probably the single worst thing that this field does. But you know, sharing, because there's a lot of jealousy and fear of rejection and stuff like that out there. But the data itself, you got to think the data never lies. Data is data. It's stuff you collected. It never lies. Your interpretation might veer towards the fibbing side of things, but you know, the data never lies. So what Jack's got there is just amazing. You know, and the University of Virginia, the Division of Perceptual Studies is already world renowned in that area. So kudos to you, Jack.
Well, and to your point before, they're studying experiences of children who have memories of previous lives, and I haven't dived into that yet, and I haven't asked them for any of their database related stuff for that. But Brad and I have been over there, and they have some fascinating studies they're working on with that, and uh, frankly, some of that stuff is pretty freaky because those kids couldn't possibly know some of the things they know.
Just curious, what department does that fall under there at UVA?
It's
under the School of Medicine, and that's what gives it credibility because their medical school is top notch. But it's called the Department of Perceptual Studies. I think that's what
The
it's called, right,
division.
Brad?
The Division of Perceptual Studies.
Division of Perceptual Studies. And so they have been put underneath the medical school, which is what's given them some credibility because of the status of the medical school. And they have, of course, some, you know, pretty renowned doctors who are collaborating with them on some of their studies.
Wow.
Oh, that sounds fun. Is that a grandkid or a kid?
RJ is he's been home too long, and he is showing that he's been home too long. Guys, thank you so much for coming on the show and talking to us about Hanover Tavern Paracon. I'm super excited about seeing everyone this
me too.
weekend. And Brad, I'm gonna miss seeing you, but I'm sure we'll hang out together soon. I'd love to have you guys on the show itself
love
to
it.
talk about your cases and stuff. And of course, Beth and Chris, we got to have you back on the show again. Now that I know it's Monday and not Tuesday, hopefully you can come on the show and join us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'd love to.
Share some stories with us. And Tiffany, my friend, looking forward to have you back on the show and do a
Thank you.
Transcend evidence show.
Yeah, absolutely. You see, I've got a gremlin here.
That's
so-
good. You got a lurker. You got a lurker behind you.
So
She's just been dying to get on here.
Hey, guy. Hey.
Ow.
Yeah, RG's over
stop.
there on the couch. Really wants to watch TV in here, so I'm going to go ahead and start ending the show so we can relax and maybe go to bed soon. So, guys, thank you so much. We will see you guys on this weekend.
Yep.
And next week we actually have Blue Ball Inn joining
Yay.
us on the show. I don't know the guy's name, but the guy who's in charge of Blue Ball Inn is joining us this Tuesday night. And I think this Thursday on TikTok, I may just be you and me chatting.
Okay.
Rhonda. I forgot to book a guest. So join us. We'll be live on Thursday night on TikTok. And we're back here next week with the guy who owns Blue Ball Inn. Same freaking awesome time.
Same freaking awesome show.
See you later, guys.
See y'all
Bye.
this
Hey,
weekend.
guys.
Thanks.